This is a simple practice to mobilise all the joints in turn. Start standing with the feet hip width apart, comfortably upright. I'm going to start with mobilising the ankle joints by rocking over the balls of the feet and then over the heels, over the balls of the feet, and then the heels, maybe lifting the toes, and then as you rock over the balls of the feet, maybe lifting the heels a little. Heels down, toe raise, toes down, heel raise, and then release. Now, stepping slightly wider apart, let's rock from side to side. So as you go to your left, the right side of the foot may raise, and then rocking to the right, letting the left side of the heels of the feet raise. And bending the knees so that this is comfortable. Going from one side to the other, feeling the muscles either side of the lower legs strengthen and release. And then come back to the center, hands to hips, and we can circle the hips round so that the center of gravity goes in turn over all the edges of the feet. Change the direction. And then coming round. And then back to the center. Now we come to the first balance posture. So when we're balancing, want a little bend in the standing leg, that makes it much more stable. And we're going to lift the left heel and then foot, and then circle the left foot. So it's like you're drawing a big circle with the left big toe. And then release that foot. Then this is your standing leg, little bend in the knee, and then raise the right foot and circle that around one way and then the other. Lower that foot, stand with feet hip width apart, and then take the arms up overhead, interlock the hands, push the palms towards the ceiling, and then bend over to your left. Nice stretch in the right side of the body. Come back to the center, and then go over to your right, stretching the left side ribs. And back up to the center. Now let's twist round to your left. Hips stay facing forwards. Maybe look back under your right armpit. And then come back to the center. Inhale, and then as you exhale, twisting round to your right, maybe looking under the left armpit. Hips stay facing forwards. And then back to the center. Palms together and release. Now bring the arms up overhead, parallel, and then back down and behind you. Inhale, taking the arms up towards the ears, and exhale, back down behind you. Inhale, taking them up, this time heel raise, and then as you exhale, take the heels down, bend the knees, arms behind you, And then inhale, arms up, straighten the knees, heel raise. Exhale, bend the knees, arms behind you, bending the knees, and then either stay here or raise the heels and maybe go lower, and then arms forwards, straightening the knees, bring the heels down, and then hands back to the center. Now, take the fingers and thumbs together, arms behind you, stretching the back of the wrists. And then inhale, stretch the fronts of the wrists, press the arms out to the side, fingers down. And then take the arms up overhead, push the ceiling away from you. Just bend the elbows, bring the fingers towards the ears, rotate the shoulders in so that the palms are facing down, fingertips towards the ribs. And then take the fingertips and thumbs together, stretch the arms behind you, stretch the back of the wrists. Roll the shoulders out, push out to the side, fingers down. Then take the arms up overhead, push the ceiling away from you. Bend the elbows, fingers to ears. Roll the shoulders forwards, fingers towards the side ribs. Come back to these big heads. And then open the palms out to the sides. Bring the arms up overhead, turn the wrists so that the fingertips are towards each other, and then keep your right arm pushing up, the left arm goes down and out to the side, coming into a side bend. Now bring that left arm back up, push the ceiling away, left arm stays where it is, right arm pushes down and out to the sides. And then bring that right arm up, bring the fingers so that they're near the ears, and then push the right hand forwards, left hand to the side, look towards your left hand. Bring both fingers back towards the ears, and now it's your left hand pushing forwards, right hand pushes back and out, little twist towards your right. And then bring the fingers back towards the ears, into prayer, and release. Now, let's round the back. It's like you're holding a big ball and you're rounding the whole of the arms and shoulders. Raise the right heel. Come to toe tip, or maybe lift the right knee. Bring the toe down, and behind you, maybe stay on toe tip, or as you open the arms, lift the back leg up. Come back in, so you either stay on the toe tip, and then as you open up, take that toe tip back and down, or you can raise that right leg completely, and if possible, keep that right leg raised as you take it behind you, little bend in the standing leg. And then come back to both feet on the floor. Same thing on the second side. So rounding into a forward bend and then opening up into a back bend. Bending one knee forwards And then taking that same leg back. And this can be done either foot on the floor, or you can lift up and keep the leg off the floor as you come to the back bend. And then release. Now we're coming to a balance. So bend the left knee, raising the left heel. Turn that knee out to the side as far as is comfortable to go without taking the other hip with you. So probably about a 45-degree angle. Little bend in the standing leg. And then bend the standing leg a little more so you can straighten out that left leg, and that can be either a long way off the floor or resting, toes up or down, and then release. Let's go on the second side. So lifting the right heel, taking the right knee out to the side, and then straightening that right leg, lifting it a little or a lot, and then coming back to the center. So step out to the horse stance with the knees and the toes in line. I'm going to do some movements with the wrists. So bringing the hands to the beak heads and then pushing the wall away. So taking the hands behind you into the beaks and then pushing the arms away. Back and then forward to push the arms away. Now rotate the wrists one way and then the other, and then open the arms up like you're carrying a tray. Take the hands to the top of the shoulders. Open the elbows out to the sides. Bend to your left and then back up to the center and to your right. Back up to the center. Open the palms up. Twist round to your left. Come back to the center and twist round to your right. Come back to the center, palms together, straighten the legs. Little bend in the standing leg, that's your right leg. Lift the left heel, bend the left knee, and then take that knee over the right hand side. Maybe come to toe tip, bend the right leg. Then bring the backs and forearms, backs and palms together. Maybe sit down a little further. And to release, take the arms out to the side, come up and release. Now let's go on the second side. So raising the right heel, taking the right knee over the left, and then maybe also the right foot. This time it's your right hand on, right arm on top of the left arm, kind of sitting down. And then arms out to the side, come up and release. Now we're going to come down to the mat. So to do this, take the arms behind and then up, look up, and then press the palms forwards, folding at the hips. You can rest the hands above the knees, come to a flat back, little stretch in the backs of the legs. And then bend the knees, raise the heels, and bring the hands flat to the mat. And then bring first one knee and the second knee down so you're in an all fours position. Now we're going to do some cats and cows. So the cats are the angry cats where you're rounding the back, letting the chin drop. And the cows are where the chin raises and the tummy dips down. So do a few of these. Inhaling as the chin rises, exhale as the chin tucks in, engage tummy muscles. And then back to a neutral position. You might want to take the knees a little closer together. So bring the right knee in towards the face and then stretch it back out. Maybe come to toe tip or raising that right leg behind you. Bringing it back in. And stretching out and back either to toe tip or lifting the back leg. Once more, rounding the back and then coming to a little back bend and release. Go on the second side. So curling in, and as you inhale, open up. Curling in and opening up. Curling in and opening up. And then bring both knees down. You can have the knees still close together. I'm going to sway the hips one side and the other. You may want to take your hands mat width apart. And then using the hands to support you, come to sitting on one side of your knees and then bring the feet in front of you. Let's come to some side bends. So you've got your left hand down by the mat, you can let that elbow bend and take the right arm up and over. Come up, let that top arm circle down. So it's your left palm down and then right palm up. You're bending to your right. And then circle the arm down. Now let's twist to your left. So maybe having the right hand by the legs and the left hand behind you. And you can look down or maybe with the chin dipped, looking back forwards. Then come back to the center. And then we'll go to the second side. Again, with the left hand against the right hip and the right hand behind you. Keep the chin dipped, maybe looking back. And then come back to seated position. And you might want to bend the knees, bend them fully so that you can bring the chest to the thighs, the hands on the floor, and let the face tuck in, chin tucked. And then bring the head up, hands behind you, lean into the hands, let the legs straighten, maybe interlock that, hands behind the back, little back bend. And then letting your legs come to any comfortable position. Let the chin dip into the notch of the collarbones. So you feel the stretch in the upper back. And maybe take the chin left and right. So small, slight movements, like you're drawing a smile on the chest. So movements with the neck should always be gentle, smooth. And then bring the head up. Let's let the head come down towards the left shoulder, just far enough that you start to get a nice stretch. And then back to the centre. And then down to the right side. And back to the centre. And then let's turn the head to your left. Back to the centre. And round to your right. Back to the centre. Now we're going to come to lying on the mat, so bending the knees. And use the hands to lower yourself gently down to the mat. Keep the knees bent to release the lower back. Find a comfortable position for the feet. And now put the hands on the bones, hip bones here, and maybe just rock up and down. So you might feel that you're rocking on the bony part at the back of the pelvis, up and down. You can coordinate the breath with this. So inhaling, letting the chest lift, and exhaling, flattening the lower back. Inhale, chest and belly lift, exhale, flattening the back. And then come to a neutral resting position. With the arms comfortably out to the side, sway the knees one way and then the other. Just releasing, mobilizing the hip joints. And then bring the knees to the center. Lift the feet, left hand on left kneecap, right hand on right. Let's circle the knees in opposite directions. And then going the other way. And release, bring the feet to the floor. Now bring your right knee into the chest. Push the left leg away. And release both feet back to the floor. Let's go on the second side. So bringing the left knee into the chest, pushing the right leg away. And then release both feet to the floor. And now we might try a little bridge. So the back of the neck stays long, the back of the head's going to stay on the mat, and the shoulders. The feet are below the knees, and just going to lift the hips a little way off the mat, and then release them back down. So a couple more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. And now come to the final relaxation. And for this, you can choose to keep the knees bent, let the knees rest in together. Maybe the feet go a little wider. Or you could simply straighten out the legs. So coming to a completely comfortable position on the mat, maybe letting the eyes close. Calm body, mind, and breath.